Hello, welcome back to the Boardgames4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about a very small card game called Heroic Echoic, and in this game you'll be drawing cards that will enable you to place bids for superheroes that will allow you to win the game. So in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules, of telling you what we do like, we don't like. Then we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Heroic Echoic is worth your time and bother today and maybe in the future. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and we'll see you after this. Boardgames4K. So, Heroic Echoic, how do you play this game? So basically this game consists of a deck of cards, right? And you've got different types of cards in the deck. You've got the Echoic cards, which have got the comic strip things that appear on screen during like that old 60s Batman TV show. So some of the Echoics that you got Twang, you got Boing, you got Blair, Vroom, you know, you get the idea. It's that sort of thing. And the second type of card you've got superhero cards, right? And basically what you'll be trying to do, you'll be trying to match the symbols on the Echoic cards to the superhero cards in order to claim the superhero. And when you've got 5 superheroes in front of you, then you will win this game. So the first thing you're going to do, everybody's going to draw a card and then they're going to dump a card. And when you dump a card, you're going to be placing it into one of the 6 sort of virtual slots next to the deck of cards, right? And you'll look at the cards that you've dumped, and the turn order will be based upon the alphabetical order of the cards that were dumped. So on your turn, you'll be able to do one of 2 things. You'll be able to draw a card from the deck and add it to your hand, or you'll be able to start a contest. When you draw a card from the deck, you'll basically just do that. You'll draw a card and you'll put it into your hand. So if you want to start a contest, what you'll do, you need to have a hero card in your hand to do that. And what you'll do, you'll place it on a table in front of you, and then you'll make a bid based on the symbol that's on the hero card. So for instance, if I played the chemist card, then I would have to match the symbol in the center, and I'd make a bid, say, like I'd say, well, I'm going to bid 3, and I'll look through my hand of cards and I'll try and match the symbol that's on the chemist card, and I'll place the cards that I bid on the table. Then in turn order, other players will be able to increase the bid in order to try and win the hero. Once everybody's made a bid or passed, then the player who had the most number of bids will win the hero. If there's a tie, then the player that instigated the contest will decide who wins the hero. So each of these superheroes have got a special ability that you can use on your turn. The card will tell you when you can use it. So some of these abilities that are in this game are: the chemist has a cunning solution, and it says during your turn draw 1 chemist Echoic from the dump for free. Or you might have the flea. He's got the 1 giant leap ability, and every time you bid an Echoic with only 3 hero symbols, it counts as a double bid. Or you might have the war hero, and he's got the assemble ability, and during any contest dump 3 cards to then pick up all the Echoics from the top of the dump that help your bid. So these abilities are very, very varied, and they do tend to mix the game up quite a bit. So there's also a handful of special cards in the deck. You might have the danger card, and it says play this special card for your turn to start a contest over a hero somebody else has already won to try and win it from them, and you will decide the event of a tie. Or you might have the ambush special card, and with this special card add another hero from your hand or wins to any contest at any time as an extra prize, but dump all the Echoics from this contest that have this new hero symbol, 1 hero or 2 heroes, right? So these special cards are sort of an extension of the abilities that you will have on a hero, but obviously they're not attached to a hero, so they sort of augment the special abilities. So you keep doing this, you keep drawing cards, you keep having contests between each other, you keep bidding, and then the game will end when a player has 5 heroes in front of themselves, and they will be the winner of Heroic Echoic. So what do we like about Heroic Echoic? So the first thing that we really like about it is the artwork in this game is absolutely fantastic. It really does look like a proper comic book. Like, these characters are established characters, and the designer's gone to all the trouble to hire what looks like, I don't think he did it himself, but he looks like he's hired a professional comic book artist. Really excellent artwork that really does sort of evoke that DC Comics, Marvel Comics golden era of the 1960s. So the second thing that we really like about this game is that the special abilities work really well in this game. If it was just a case of drawing cards and then playing sets to match with the superhero, the game would fall flat very quickly. But you've got these special abilities that work at different times, so it's not just a case that you can just play these special abilities whenever you want. The card tells you the timing of when you can play them, and these abilities are thematically linked to the characters really well. For example, like the Robin Hood character will allow you to steal one random hand card from every opponent unless they have less heroes than you. So the designer's gone through this and done a really good job of thematically linking these special abilities to each type of hero. So the final thing that we really like about Heroic Echoic is that the special cards add a much needed sense of variety and chaos to the proceedings, right? So games of this nature, they tend to have sort of special abilities bunged in, right? But these special cards add a second layer of depth to this, in the sense that they can sort of either mess up your opponent's special abilities on the superheroes, or they augment your own special abilities. So the fact the designer's gone in there and created these innovative special cards is fantastic stuff. But what don't we like about Heroic Echoic? So the first thing that we don't like about this game is that for large portions of this game, you're just going to be drawing a card from the deck and hoping that you get the symbols that match the heroes that are in your hand. And I know other games use this type of thing. Ticket to Ride, for instance, is a case of just drawing a card blind or picking one from the display, right? But this game uses the discard pile as a display. If cards aren't getting dumped on a regular basis, then there's not going to be anything in the dump for you to pick up. So you're just going to be picking up blind, picking up blind, picking up blind. And to be honest with you, that just gets a little bit boring. So the second thing that we don't like about this game is that where more often than not you'll just be drawing a card blind from the deck, that means that the distribution of the cards is predetermined, because when you shuffle the deck up, that's it. You're just going to be drawing a card and there's no way to influence the draw. There's no way to mitigate the predetermined draw pattern of the card. So you might just keep going through thinking, I haven't got that symbol, I haven't got that symbol, I haven't got that symbol, and you end up with a big old hand of cards that become completely unmanageable. And it turns out that where you've got so many cards in your hand, you just lose track of what the abilities do and what symbols you've got on the cards that are in your hand, you know what I mean? So the final thing that we don't like about Heroic Echoic is that 9 times out of 10, the contests in this game are going to be won by the player that instigates them, because most of the games that we play this, someone's going to be putting down a bid, maybe 2 or 3 cards maximum, and you're not going to risk chucking down 4 cards to win a hero that you don't really know what the special ability is going to do for your hand, right? Because you've been trying to save up for all the icons that are in your hand, and it's very rare that people are going to risk dumping those cards out of their hand in order to win the hero that the other player did. And another thing that we didn't really understand about this game is that the rules say that ties are decided by the player who instigated the contest, and there's no way on earth that if you instigate the contest, you're going to gift the card to somebody else, is there? So essentially, if everybody else is going to have to bid higher than you or not win the hero, and that seems a bit odd. So to summarise, is Heroic Echoic worth your time and bother today and in the future? So it all depends what you want, really. I mean, obviously this game isn't going to be a game that you're going to play for depth of strategy. It's going to be a game you're going to pull out maybe if you haven't got a lot of time to play one of the other games of this nature. It's a very basic card game with a decent theme that is carried exceptionally well. The artwork's fantastic, and some of the special abilities really do work really well. They do evoke the nature of the character that they're attached to. But the game does suffer from the agonising mundanity of that predetermined card draw. Most of the time you're just going to be drawing a card, and hoping that the symbol that you want for the hero in your hand is going to be there. And it also suffers from the one-sided nature of the contest. If you bid a basic number like 2 or 3, then that is generally going to win you the hero. So the contests seem to be sort of like a bit of a sterile, washed out mechanic. This game will probably work best as a game you're going to pull out if you haven't got time to play, say, Sentinels and Multiverse or Marvel Legendary. But as it stands, this isn't really a game that we particularly enjoyed, but it might work for you if you are a fan of these sort of comic strip card games. So there you go, that's Heroic Echoic. Remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below. We'll see you next time.